3, 1. Liftoff. We have liftoff.
Saturn, with its mysterious rings and 18 moons, is perhaps the most intriguing planetary realm in the solar system. Now Martin Marietta Astronautics will play a major role in an international mission to unlock some of its secrets. NASA's Cassini spacecraft mission, a joint project with the European and Italian space agencies, is scheduled for launch in late 1997 aboard a Martin Marietta Titan IV Centaur rocket. The Denver-based operation was recently awarded a $35 million contract by the Jet Propulsion Laboratory to build the propulsion module subsystem for the mission. En route to its arrival at the ringed planet in 2004, Cassini will execute a number of gravity-assist flybys of Venus, Earth, and Jupiter. Once it nears Saturn, a European probe will descend to the surface of Titan, one of its moons. Martin Marietta will also build the Descent Imager Spectral Radiometer for that probe, an instrument that will make images and measure temperatures of particles. The Cassini orbiter will then continue to orbit Saturn for at least 4 years, executing dozens of flybys of Titan and the other Saturnian moons. Researching scientists' belief that Titan's organic chemistry may hold clues to how life formed on Earth. Martin Marietta continues to make the most of international business opportunities, and some 200 employees of Aero and Naval Systems in Baltimore have cause to celebrate. They joined dignitaries at a special rollout ceremony marking the first VLS Mk-41 delivery for the Federal Republic of Germany. The vertical launching system, capable of firing NATO Sea Sparrow missiles, will be installed aboard the German frigate Brandenburg. The VLS has been making international news lately with a very successful initial test firing by Canada's HMCS Algonquin and the exercising of a $41.1 million contract option to produce systems for 3 Aegis destroyers here in the U.S. Additional VLS deliveries scheduled for Japan and Germany have the Aero and Naval Systems employees busy filling orders. The Defender 165mm liquid propellant gun packs a big wallop. During testing at the Army's Yuma Proving Ground, the Defender fired a standard artillery shell over 27 miles, 10% farther than Army specifications. The LP gun, considered the biggest advance in artillery in 50 years, is the pride and joy of Martin Marietta Defense Systems employees. And under a $112 million contract extension, they're already hard at work at the Pittsfield, Massachusetts facility on a next-generation design. In Orlando aren't resting on their laurels. A new $300 million plus agreement with Raytheon calls for delivery of still more Patriot missiles and launchers to the armed forces of Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and the U.S. Army. And now a roundtable discussion with Norm Augustine and some of our fellow Martin Marietta employees in Ottawa, Canada.
Mr. Augustine, given that Martin Marietta is focused on the North American market with operations in Canada and work underway on Mexico, do you foresee opening foreign subsidiaries in Europe and/or the Orient?
Well, clearly, the marketplace is, in fact, becoming much broader where market boundaries don't coincide with geographical boundaries. And we do a fair amount of business overseas, about $1 billion at this point in time, and it's a growing part. But it's mostly sales abroad rather than actually doing work abroad. And here in Canada is an example. It's really an exception where we do a good deal of work here, as you well know. So I think we will do more and more of that kind of thing. The defense business doesn't lend itself well to that, but our commercial businesses, and particularly information systems business, spacecraft manufacturing, and so on, those are all things where I think there are a lot of opportunities abroad, at least to sell products, and in some cases to build them.
With environmental issues being so important these days, what is Martin Marietta doing in that regard?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Taking the first, we really do very well in the environmental area. We've won a number of awards from environmental organizations. We're very conscious of the subject. At the corporate level, we have a group devoted specifically to being sure we operate our facilities in comportment with good environmental practices. In terms of the environment as a business opportunity for us, we have about 2,000 employees now working in the environmental area. We also are applying some of our space technology to environmental cleanup. So the environment is important to us, not only as the place we live, but as a business opportunity, and we're doing a lot and receive a lot of credit for it from our customers.
Mr. Augustine, are there any plans to merge with any non-defense businesses in the future?
Well, today we do about $3 billion worth of non-defense business, which would make us, if we did no defense business at all, we'd still be about the 150th largest corporation in North America. We still would like to grow in that area, and one of our objectives is within 5 years to be perhaps 50% non-defense, and to do it without reducing defense. We'd like to do it not at the expense of defense. Clearly, we could get a jump start by making an acquisition in that area, and so that's something we'd like to do.
In acquiring GE Aerospace, Martin Marietta is adding new businesses to his lineup. How do you see the integration of these new business into the existing one?
Well, we're well along now in the process of that integration. And the whole objective here will be to not have two companies that operate side by side, sort of independent of each other, but we're truly going to merge, and we are merging these two companies into one operation. And that way we think we can get the benefit of lower costs, we can get better technology transfer, better ideas going back and forth, in other words, get synergy. We're going to build a brand new company that's the best of each of the two together, with the whole idea being to be better together. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Insight. I'm coming to you today from Martin Marietta, Canada Limited, an operation that's been successfully pursuing international business opportunities since 1985, focusing in the areas of air traffic control and systems engineering. Our international operations are a prime example of the synergies that exist within the new Martin Marietta. Both Martin Marietta and GE Aerospace saw the global marketplace as having great potential, and with our recent combination, we will increase our international sales to over $1 billion annually. We now have an international presence in 17 countries, and with a strong base in air traffic systems, spacecraft, radar, armament, flight control systems, we're opening doors to many new international opportunities. Inherent in all of our business dealings, both in the U.S. and internationally, is the basic principle of mission success. It's our process of providing our customers what's been promised. We do this through teamwork and a strong ethical foundation. It's up to all of us to carry out this policy while seizing new opportunities based on the synergies that exist in the new Martin Marietta. Together, we can take those steps that best serve our customers and therefore preserve jobs. I'd also like to take this occasion to introduce a new Safety and Health Award program. We have every reason to be proud of our past performance in this area, but given the importance of each individual, I want to increase our emphasis on achieving a 100% safe workplace. To encourage this, we're going to present special recognition awards every year to those operating elements that meet their safety and health goals and that show continuous improvement. To that one operating element that best exemplifies the highest standards of excellence in safety, we're going to present the Chairman's Award for Safety and Health. You'll be hearing more about this program in the days ahead. I'm Norm Augustine. Thanks for watching Insight. As always, I'd like to hear from you. You can reach me in care of Insight at 6801 Rockledge Drive in Bethesda, Maryland. The zip code is 20817. And don't forget to keep sending the questions for Ask Augustine. This is a great opportunity to let me know what's on your mind